What's up, everybody? Today we're doing another Ask Me Something video. This is probably the best time to ask me something, and I will actually answer it on video. So I encourage you, if you have a question for me, drop it down in the comments below. This is where I will most likely see your questions. And if I get a lot more questions that I've been getting, I will post a lot more Ask Me Something videos more frequently. So that is something you guys should keep in mind. You got a question, drop it down below. Before we get into the video, I do want to tell you, I got a new ebook, all right? This is for all the puppy owners out there or new pit bull owners that just got their new dog. I have a training starter kit for you, all right? What this is, it's an ebook with over 20 dog training lessons where I'll go over all the topics that you need to know when it comes to dog training. This will help you level up your dog training skills. That will be in the link in the description below, so go and check that out. Now, I want to get started in answering your guys' questions, all right? Jeffrey McDonough asks, how did you train your dog to sit? I've actually posted this in one of my last videos. It's very simple, very easy. I get a treat, and when your dog doesn't know how to sit yet, I put the treat right next to the nose, and the dog obviously gets engaged with the treat, and then I put the treat up, and their bottom tends to hit the ground because they follow their nose. So as their head goes up, bottom hits the ground, you mark it with a yes, give a treat, and then you're starting to train your dog how to sit properly. Pit Bulls Only asks, what breed is a blue nose? Blue nose is not a breed in itself. It could be many breeds though. It could be an Amstaff. It could be an American Bully, Staffordshire Bull Terrier. So a blue nose is not one breed. It could be multiple breeds, all right? You got to keep that in mind. Kabir asks, are Pit Bulls and American Bullies good guard dogs? I truly do believe so if they're trained professionally to be a guard dog, all right? Naturally, they might bark at the home, but if an intruder comes in, they're very friendly dogs, so they might just, welcome that intruder inside your home, which is what you probably don't want. That's why you need professional training. So if you're talking about just getting a new pup and hoping that they're very good guard dogs out the jump, I don't think so. I think you're going to need to hire some professionals to build up that training for you. Iris Vasquez asks, hello, I'm a new owner to a pit bull, and at this point, I don't know what to do. He ran up to a few people already. These times friendly, but I'm afraid one day it could get out of hand. Please help. Now, I want to tell you, one thing that you're doing wrong is you're letting your dog run up to people. You need to stop doing that, all right? That is how dog accidents and dog fights start. If your dog is starting to build up aggression, you need to know these signs. Now, I do know one sign of aggression or dominance starting to build up is if your dog is running up on other dogs. You need to start correcting that dog and giving him a firm correction so you make sure he's not running up on people and he's focused on you. That's what you need to start with, okay? All right, that comes with leash training and so much more. But you need to give your dog a correction every time he tries to run up on a dog, because in dog language, that could mean a fight right then and there. So you got to be careful. Chanel Pearl asks, raw diet question. I'm getting an 8-week-old pit. I'll be switching to a raw diet, and I'm concerned about parvo. What kibble do you think? What do you think about kibble plus a tablespoon of chicken and a tablespoon of sour cream? I'm wondering if the sour cream will help as a probiotic in the tummy. What I don't advise you to do is start mixing up some raw diet foods mixed with kibble, okay? I've learned this over time. These have different digestive timetables. So that means they digest the food at a different time. And this could mean that your dog has an upset stomach, or it could cause a reaction such as diarrhea and maybe even throwing up. So I do not advise mixing the two. Sammy Gutierrez asks, why does my pit bull pull more on the collar than on a harness? Well, first thing is first is you're not training your dog how to walk on the leash properly. I truly do believe you have a lot more communication when you're walking your dog with the collar, because you're able to give them a little pop, and then that sends a little line of communication that they did something wrong, and that helps them learn throughout walking over and over again. So you probably need to start with the basics. I have another YouTube video that I made actually recently, how to walk on the leash properly. I bet if you go check that out, you'll find a lot of value in that. Pitbull Breeds asks, why do people keep telling me there's no such thing as a blue, red, merle, or other colors in pit bulls? It's so annoying. I read about these dogs. I'm not stupid. First thing I want to say is these are not breeds. These are just colors inside dogs. And pit bulls do not have all these colors in mind. I have actually an old video that I made that has the actual standard of the American Pit Bull Terrier, and a lot of these colors are not inside that standard. So I highly suggest you go and check those out. Some things like the Merle are not in there. The blue is not in there. Again, I want to emphasize these are not actual breeds. These are just colors, but those are not the colors that are in the standards of the American Pit Bull Terrier. I encourage you to go check out that video. I go in depth on what the standard is. So that's probably what the other people are talking about. Mendo Merckx asks, am I able to give my bully SBK Liquid Gold and Bully Max? Now, I'm sure you're able to, but the thing is like, I see a lot of people pumping this stuff into their dogs. Maybe they just need a raw diet or a really good quality kibble, and then you can add some liquid gold onto the kibble. I don't advise giving your dog just so much protein and so much supplement at once, because I feel like that could cause a reaction. And especially if they're not working dogs, like what's the whole point of it? You know what I mean? So if you have a working dog, maybe you want to add this in a little bit at a time. But if you're just pumping your dog Bully Max and Liquid Gold all at once, I don't advise that, man. It's just so weird to me. You know, just keep a dog on a good quality diet, maybe a good quality kibble or a raw diet. Loma Thimba asks, I want to breed my Boerboel with a pit bull. Is this a good combination? Dude, I like the actual pit bull with pit bull, a Boerboel with a Boerboel. That's the way I think. A lot of people are mixing nowadays, and you might get a good quality dog out of that. But if you're starting a breeding program off of just that, I wouldn't advise it. G asked, hello, new sub. I love the channel. I have a question, maybe a dumb one. I have a 5-month-old Pit Bull Terrier. When and what kind of raw bones can I start feeding them raw bones? So this is a good question. Now, what I would start with, since you have a 5-month-old pit bull, I would start with some chicken feet. But you got to keep in mind, a lot of pit bulls have reactions to chicken. But if you have a 5-month-old pit bull, I would start with some chicken feet. The reason being is because it's a lot more easier for them to break it down with their, teeth, and they're able to chew it and process it a lot faster. If they start getting through this, then I would start adding some beef bones or some neck bones that are frozen in the meat section. These are all good. Most frozen bones are good, but I want to start with some chicken feet just because you have a young pup. You want to get them in the rhythm of be able to chew that down and digest it. Taki says, if you don't know what to look for in a pit bull when they're angry, you shouldn't get one. I agree. I completely agree. If you don't know signs of aggression, do not get a dog, all right? You're the problem. Philip Mandla asks, how do you train your dog to bite? Do not train your dog to bite, all right? Well, let me rephrase that. Hire a professional. You do not need to train your dog to bite by itself. A lot of people are making this mistake. They want some kind of guard dog or protection dog for the home, and they're teaching their dog how to bite by themselves, and they don't have an on and off switch for their dog. Very unprofessional, very just a wacky dog, because that's what they made them. That's their own product. Do not train your dog how to bite, all right? Especially if you're not a professional. If you want a protection dog and you're actually doing work that requires protection from the dog, then hire a professional. Zlin Zebra asks, can you possibly harm a puppy by carrying them too much? My pit bull is 6 weeks old and he's very lazy, so I try to carry him around. Yes, I think that could make them sick. You need to get your dog to start moving around. Well, first of all, 6 weeks is way too young. You should probably just let them be with the mama at that time period, okay? But if you're carrying a 6-week-old around too much, yes, you could definitely make them sick. You need to have them with the mom at least 8 weeks, all right? 8 weeks is the minimum. You need to have them with the mama. 6 weeks is way too young. You probably shouldn't be carrying your puppy that young, or at least for a long time when they're at that age. All right, guys, that's it for the Ask Me Something video. Again, if you have more questions, leave a comment down below. I'm answering all the questions right here. I probably can't get to your guys' DMs on Facebook, on Instagram. I'm doing too much. I'm shooting videos for you guys, trying to bring value to all you pit bull owners. So leave your questions below. Also, make sure to check out my new ebook. There'll be a link in the description where you go and check that out. I will see you guys on the next video. I'm out.